The Galactic Council's main hall shimmered in suspended silence, a cathedral of light and crystal hovering in the void. Delegates from 1,000 worlds argued in overlapping tongues, each voice sharp, strident, laced with suspicion. At the center, a holographic projection of the galaxy flickered and shifted. Every system was accounted for, every system except one. "Where is it?" demanded Elder Torkash, his spindly claws wrapping the crystalline table. His eyes, pale as frozen moons, narrowed at the empty space where Earth should have glowed. "The human world, it simply vanished?" "Impossible," hissed Ambassador Lyrith from the core worlds. "Their signals ceased centuries ago. Perhaps they were destroyed. Perhaps, absorbed by a rogue star." A murmur of agreement spread. But some delegates, fewer, more cautious, shuffled uneasily. The humans had been absent from every council session for decades, ignoring summons, skipping treaties, disappearing entirely from galactic networks. Now, their absence had a weight no one had anticipated. Far from the council, in the quiet void beyond the Orion expanse, Admiral Kale Voss stood on the bridge of the flagship Resolute. The vessel floated in darkness, a sleek shadow among the hidden stations that orbited Earth in silence. Voss's eyes were steady, scanning a console that displayed the Council's failing surveillance. "They're still searching," said Commander Rena Hosh, her voice cutting through the low hum of the bridge. She leaned over a holographic map, fingers tracing the courses of alien reconnaissance fleets. "They can't see us." "Not yet." Voss nodded, lips tight. "Patience, Commander. Let them look. Let them guess. Every mistake they make now is a weapon in our hands." The Resolute was only the spearhead of a fleet that had grown in secret, hidden across orbital hangars, moon bases, and deep space vaults. For generations, humanity had feigned weakness, hidden from the galactic stage, studying the politics, the wars, the arrogance of other species. Now, after centuries of preparation, the moment had come. Rena frowned. "Admiral, the younger captains grow restless. They want action, not silence." Voss turned from the console, the glow of holographic starlanes reflecting off his angular face. "Action without purpose is death. Remember why we are here. The galaxy believes us insignificant. They think we are isolated. They do not know what patience can build." He paused, letting the words settle. Around them, the bridge hummed with quiet readiness. Pilots, engineers, and strategists had trained for this moment their entire lives, yet the calm in Voss's voice radiated authority that made hesitation impossible. Suddenly, a low chime echoed across the bridge. The long-range sensors had detected a ripple, a reaction from the Council's network. Every alien probe, every surveillance satellite, every listening post had begun to search for the invisible humans. And they would not find them. "They think we're gone," Rena said softly. "They think we've disappeared." Voss allowed the corner of a smile, faint but deliberate. "Then they are about to be very wrong." Across the void, in the Council's chamber, the delegates' panic escalated. Holographic feeds sputtered, projections vanished, and their long-range communications pinged with anomalies they could not decipher. Every signal from Earth had ceased, and yet, something moved beyond their sensors. Something large. Something impossible. Voss's fingers danced across his console. He initiated a sequence of jumps that would take the fleet from hidden staging points into the corridor that led to the Council itself. Ships blinked into existence at hypervelocity, invisible until the very last moment. One by one, the 1,000 warships of Earth formed into a line, a silent, deadly formation that no alien mind had anticipated. "Fleet, prepare for synchronization," Voss commanded, his voice calm, methodical. "We move as one. Timing is everything." Rena watched as the first wave of warships blinked out of the void. "Admiral, they'll see us soon. Their sensors. They will see 1,000 warships, Rena. But they will not understand what they see. Not yet." Voss's gaze was fixed forward, on the unknown that waited in the Council's orbit. "Every second of surprise we hold is a weapon. Every second of fear we create is leverage. Humanity has waited long enough for its voice to matter. The bridge quieted. Engineers monitored engine outputs, pilots calibrated weapon arrays, and communications officers intercepted council chatter that was already frenzied. Every system aboard the Resolute hummed with controlled precision, a testament to decades of planning and preparation. In the council chamber, Supreme Chancellor Zorthak slammed a fist on his table. "Enough!" His voice, a growl of scales and authority, reverberated through the hall. "Send the fleet. Find them. They cannot have survived this long in hiding. This is an insult to every civilization here." The other delegates hesitated. Some shook in fear, others whispered about old legends of humanity's resilience. Zorthak's arrogance blinded him to the danger. He had assumed humans were insignificant, a species not even capable of sustained interstellar coordination. Back aboard the Resolute, Voss keyed his comm. The entire fleet responded instantly, a single, unified echo of readiness. "All units, synchronize. Jump on my mark. We go where they never expected." Outside, the blackness of space seemed to ripple as the fleet vanished from hiding. One by one, warships blinked into positions that no council sensor could anticipate. 1,000 vessels, armed and ready, formed a silent armada at the edge of the galaxy's most haughty gathering. Rena exhaled. "They're going to see us now. There's no hiding." Voss's eyes never wavered. "Good. Let them see. Let them realize that patience, preparation, and purpose are not weaknesses. Humanity has waited for this moment. And now, the galaxy will know us." A faint hum of engines filled the bridge, vibrating through the floor. Outside, stars streaked past as the Resolute and its siblings held formation. The galaxy had ignored them for centuries, dismissed them as primitive, irrelevant. But the human fleet's emergence was not just an announcement, it was a reckoning. For the first time in countless years, the Council had reason to fear. And humanity, calm and resolute, was ready to answer. The void around the Galactic Council shimmered with confusion. What had once been a flawless bubble of order, the heart of interstellar diplomacy, now trembled under the presence of 1,000 human warships. Each vessel glinted like a shard of iron in the starlight, perfectly synchronized, yet impossibly fast. Sensors that had monitored entire quadrants could barely keep up. Admiral Kale Voss stood on the bridge of the Resolute, eyes scanning the holographic map of the Council's orbital network. His fleet, previously hidden in shadowed space, now stretched in a crescent of deadly precision. Every captain under his command waited for his cue, poised on the knife edge between patience and action. "Admiral," Commander Rena Hush said, her voice taut. "They're trying to form defensive arrays. Multiple fleets converging on us. They'll attempt to intercept if we hold position." Voss's gaze did not waver. "Let them. Their hesitation will be their undoing. Every maneuver they make is predictable because they think like bureaucrats, not warriors." A distant ripple flashed across the sensor grid. Alien warships blinked into view, attempting to corral the human fleet. The Council's prideful forces had assumed humans were scattered and unprepared. Now, they faced an armada built with centuries of patience and meticulous engineering. Rena leaned over the holographic table. "They're deploying strike formations. Zorthak himself has ordered an advance squadron, 8 capital ships with escort wings. They expect us to react impulsively." "Good," Voss said. "They'll learn quickly that impulsiveness is a luxury they cannot afford." The first salvo erupted silently. Alien warships accelerated, their energy fields flaring as they attempted to test the humans' defenses. Missiles, plasma streams, and automated intercept drones cut through the void, tracing arcs of deadly intent. The Resolute responded almost preemptively. Shields hummed as deflector arrays calculated trajectories faster than any alien AI could anticipate. A single synchronized pulse of the human fleet's countermeasures neutralized the attack before a single vessel was touched. "Impressive," Rena murmured, watching explosions dissipate into the emptiness. "They expected chaos. We gave them precision." Voss allowed the faintest of nods. "Precision is born of preparation. That is humanity's advantage. Let's see how they handle ingenuity next." A distant signal crackled through comm channels. The alien emissary aboard a core world's dreadnought attempted communication. Voss allowed the message to project onto the bridge. The aliens segmented, clicking speech translated by human systems. Humans, the voice rasped. You are trespassing. Identify yourselves. Withdraw immediately, or face annihilation. Voss's reply was measured, calm, but resolute. We do not trespass. We are here because we must. Your council has ignored our existence for centuries. Now we seek acknowledgement. Aggression will be met with defense, not apology. That is all. The alien response was a growl of disbelief. Presumption. You dare. The transmission cut as the Council's capital ships initiated a full-scale assault. The void erupted in streaks of energy, plasma pulses lighting the darkness. Alien escorts attempted to flank the human armada, but the humans had anticipated every vector. Sleek warships in the vanguard of the human fleet moved with near-telepathic coordination, intercepting flanking maneuvers and severing communications between alien formations. Deploy stealth corvettes, Voss ordered. Take out their command relay satellites. Silence them before they can coordinate fully. Within minutes, small, near-invisible craft threaded through enemy lines, disabling key systems without triggering alarms. Alien fleets, relying on hierarchical communication, faltered instantly. Their signals, scrambled and delayed, threw formations into disarray. Panic rippled through the Council forces, subtle at first, then undeniable. Rena's eyes widened at a display. Admiral, their flagship is exposed. Capital ship sensors offline. No coordinated response. We could destroy it outright. Voss's face remained impassive. Not yet. Let them understand. Every victory now is a lesson in humility. Across the council chamber, Supreme Chancellor Zorthak bellowed orders, his voice echoing in frustration. Hold formation! Do not let them! But it was too late. Alien captains hesitated, confused by the sudden collapse of their network strategy. Internal rivalries and hidden agendas amplified the chaos. Factions whispered among themselves, debating whether to continue obedience or seize the chance for advantage. The humans had not merely arrived, they had exposed every flaw in alien assumptions. Voss leaned over the command table, fingers tracing the position of each ship. Target their formation gaps, he instructed. Disable, do not destroy. Make them see what patience and planning can achieve. The human fleet moved like a living organism, each vessel responding instantly to shifting threats. Energy beams cut off enemy maneuvers, drone swarms dismantled weapons arrays. Every action was precise, economical, effective. Alien warships, once proud symbols of technological supremacy, were reduced to reactive shadows. Rena glanced at Voss. They're panicking. Some factions are calling for retreat. This is unprecedented. Not unprecedented, Voss said softly. Expected. They never believed we would come prepared. They never understood what they dismissed as weakness. Humans do not rush blindly. Humans endure, we observe, and we strike with purpose. Then, a larger ripple across the map. One of the alien factions attempted to flank the humans from an unmonitored vector. Rena's voice was urgent. Admiral, they're trying a surprise maneuver. They've found an unguarded corridor. Voss's hands moved over controls with calm authority. Redirect escort wings Delta and Sigma. Feed them false readings. Make them overcommit. Within moments, alien warships were chasing illusions, expending resources on empty threats. Human vessels repositioned silently, encircling exposed capital ships and cutting off retreat. Alien commanders realized too late that the humans were never improvising. They had anticipated every contingency. The council chamber was now a scene of controlled panic. Delegates shouted, claws and tendrils slamming on consoles, debating the impossibility of what they were witnessing. Zorthak roared, but even his authority fractured against the tide of human precision. On the Resolute, Voss surveyed the chaos with measured satisfaction. Prepare to hold position, he said. Let them live through this display. Let them understand that every underestimated species has its reckoning. Reyna shook her head, awe mixing with disbelief. Admiral, we've never faced this scale before. The void surrounding the Galactic Council's crystalline seat of power was no longer a bastion of order. It shimmered under the presence of 1,000 human warships, each vessel poised like a scalpel in a masterful hand. The Council fleets, once proud and unwavering, now floated in confusion and fractured authority. Admiral Kale Voss observed the holographic map aboard the Resolute, noting the positions of every alien capital ship, frigate, and support wing. The humans had not attacked indiscriminately. Their maneuvers were surgical, designed to reveal weakness, fracture command, and force understanding. Admiral, Commander Rena Hosh said, pointing to a series of red blips that flickered erratically. Zorthak's flagship is isolated. His escorts are scattered. Some factions are ignoring his commands entirely. They're breaking apart from within. Voss's eyes narrowed. Good. Let them fracture. Let pride and arrogance tear them apart before we strike. Humanity does not need to destroy what fear alone can unbind. On the Council's flagship, Supreme Chancellor Zorthak's scaly form trembled with fury. His clawed hands slammed consoles, screens flickering under repeated command inputs. Advance! Destroy the humans! Do you hear me? Do not allow them to dominate! Yet his voice met hesitation, whispers of dissent from alien captains emboldened by the humans' precision. Some had already begun considering negotiations, recognizing that the humans were not reckless savages but a force refined by centuries of preparation. Voss keyed his comm. The message projected into the Council's network, crisp and unyielding. Supreme Chancellor Zorthak, your fleets falter not because of strength but because of arrogance. Humanity has not come to destroy, yet we are ready. Withdraw, or you will learn that every underestimated species carries consequences. A chorus of clicks and hisses answered, translating into alien disbelief. Presumption! Zorthak spat, but the tremor in his tone betrayed uncertainty. Rena leaned over Voss. They'll attack anyway. Some factions still follow his orders blindly. Let them, Voss said. They will learn. Not all lessons come with fire. Some come with clarity. The first assault came moments later. Alien capital ships surged forward, plasma beams cutting arcs through the void. But the human fleet was prepared. Shields pulsed with synchronized resonance, dispersing energy with minimal expenditure. Escort wings engaged with precision strikes, neutralizing offensive capabilities without unnecessary destruction. The humans moved as a single organism, every vessel anticipating the next move, every system feeding the fleet's intelligence in real time. Admiral, they're committing to a concentrated push, Rena warned. If we don't counter immediately. Countering is not our goal, Voss interrupted. We are teaching them patience. Watch closely. Through the chaos, stealth corvettes infiltrated enemy lines. With silent efficiency, they disabled command nodes, scrambled sensors, and disrupted communication between Zorthak and his subordinate captains. Coordination collapsed. Some alien factions refused to fire, confused or unwilling to engage. Others hesitated, their indecision fatal in the vacuum of space. The human fleet tightened its formation, encircling the remaining loyalist ships without breaking the flow of the armada. Energy beams danced through the void, precise, economical, lethal when necessary, but always controlled. It was a display of strategy, discipline, and mastery, the full realization of centuries of preparation. In the council chamber, panic spread like wildfire. Delegates shouted, their voices overlapping in frantic chaos. Some had already begun clandestine negotiations with human liaison channels, recognizing the futility of resisting. Zorthak roared in fury, but the spectacle before him, his fleets paralyzed, his authority questioned, was undeniable. Voss turned to Rena, his voice quiet but sharp. Prepare the final approach. We do not destroy today. We demonstrate. We offer terms. Let them understand what it means to face a species that waits, watches, and strikes with purpose. Rena's brow furrowed. And if Zorthak refuses? Voss allowed a small smile, the first since the fleet emerged. Then we are ready. Humanity does not rely on hope. We rely on preparation. But I think you will see reason, eventually. The projection screens aboard the Resolute displayed the Council's fractured fleets. Whispers of mutiny rippled through alien ranks. Captains openly defied orders, seeking dialogue with humans rather than the hollow commands of a faltering Supreme Chancellor. The human armada held position, silent and imposing, demonstrating that their power was precise, not indiscriminate. A communication channel opened, and a trembling alien voice projected across the void. Humans, we request negotiation. Your strength, your tactics, it is unlike anything we anticipated. Voss's response was calm, almost serene. We seek recognition, not subjugation. Respect, not surrender. Humanity does not demand domination. But humanity will not be dismissed. Will you speak with reason, or shall we continue teaching the lesson of preparation? There was silence, long enough to echo through the halls of the council. Then Zorthak, his pride battered but his voice still commanding, rasped. We will negotiate. But mark this, humans. Your audacity will not be forgotten. Voss nodded. Nor should it be. Let this be remembered not as conquest, but as the moment the galaxy learned patience, ingenuity, and resolve carry power equal to, if not greater than, mere numbers or arrogance. Reyna exhaled, tension finally leaving her shoulders. Admiral, we did it. They're listening. Voss's gaze remained on the holographic display. Listening is only the beginning. Recognition is earned through consistency, through demonstration that humanity's audacity is matched by wisdom. Today, we have demonstrated both. Outside, the human fleet maintained its formation. Lights glimmered against the darkness, thousands of vessels poised and ready, a testament to patience, endurance, and strategy. For centuries, humanity had been underestimated, dismissed, ignored. Today, the galaxy had learned to measure them anew. Voss turned to Rena one final time. Prepare the report. Liaison teams will engage immediately. Humanity steps into the galactic stage, not with arrogance, but with purpose. The lesson has been delivered. Rena allowed a smile. It's almost poetic, Admiral. They thought absence made us irrelevant. We proved it made us unstoppable. Voss's eyes softened slightly, but his resolve remained firm. Absence is a tool. Preparation is a weapon. And humanity is neither weak nor naive. The galaxy will remember this day. Not for the war we could have fought, but for the intelligence and discipline we demonstrated instead. In the council chamber, delegates whispered among themselves. Fear and awe mixed with reluctant respect. Zorthak's roar of defiance had dwindled into a hiss of acknowledgement. Humanity had arrived, not as a supplicant, not as a curiosity, but as a force that commanded attention.